They called it service. But you can't serve a cause you never chose. You can't swear an oath you were never allowed to speak. The clone army didn't join the Republic. The Republic bought them. 10 million identical faces. 10 million identical fates. All of them engineered to say yes, sir, and never ask why. I'm Cole Braddock. Call me Gage. This is Trench Meditation Star Wars Edition, where we dig up the ugly truths, buried under noble lies. Like, share, subscribe for more. If this sounds like your kind of battlefield, lock in. Picture Kamino. Rain hammering down. White towers looming like needles. Inside, identical men march in perfect rows. The Kaminoans didn't raise soldiers. They manufactured them. Accelerated aging, behavioral conditioning, compliance chips buried in bone. These weren't citizens answering a call. They were requisitions. Grown in tanks. Deployed in lots. The Republic didn't hold a draft. It placed an order. 200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more well on the way. Units. Not soldiers. Not men. Units. When Palpatine said the clone army would fight for the Republic, he didn't mean volunteers defending democracy. He meant property. Living, thinking, breathing property designed to die on command. Galaxy called them heroes, but heroes choose to be heroes. The clones, they were just produced. I've served beside volunteers, and I fought next to men who had no choice in being there. You can feel the difference. When a man chooses to fight, there's a weight in his eyes, a responsibility. And he's forced to. There's something else. Hollow. Burned out before it ever lit up. The clones had that look. Even when they were winning, even when they were saving Jedi, something was missing behind those helmets, because they'd never been allowed to become anything, except what they were designed to be. Service is only noble when it's a choice. Sacrifice only matters if you couldn't have walked away. The clones couldn't walk away. Worse, they were engineered not to want to. Their loyalty wasn't earned. It was installed. Think about CT 5555. Fives. The second he started asking questions, the system turned on him, because a clone who thinks for himself isn't a clone anymore. He's just a man. And men are dangerous to those who want obedience. Every clone who said, "I'm not just a number," was committing a quiet rebellion, not against the Republic, but against the idea that you can manufacture a soul and expect it to stay manufactured. I've seen what happens when command sees men as inventory. When loss is a number, not a name, it breaks something inside the ones who survive. Now imagine that's not just how you're treated. That's how you were designed to be treated. The Republic didn't create an army. It created a tragedy. 10 million individual tragedies, each one wearing the same face. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. But what if you were never allowed to be anything else? What if good was programmed into your DNA?" The Stoics believed virtue comes from choice, from struggle, from doing the right thing when it's hard. The clones didn't get to choose virtue. They were manufactured with it pre-installed. That's not virtue. That's programming. Kant said, "Never treat people as a means to an end, only as ends in themselves." The clones were the ultimate violation of that rule. They were built to be means, a purpose imposed, never chosen. If you can feel pain, if you can form bonds, if you can question orders even when every fiber screams to obey, you're not property. You're a person who deserves the right to choose. And when Order 66 came down, it didn't just betray the Jedi, it betrayed the clones. It reduced them back to code, back to being units. You think this is science fiction? I've met men who signed away their futures for a GI Bill, not because they believed in the mission, because they had no other way out. We build systems that simulate choice, trap people in jobs they hate for health insurance, force them to fight for college or a way out of debt. The Republic's sin wasn't just creating the clones. It was pretending they were free, while designing a world where freedom was never possible. Every clone who chose a name was claiming his humanity. Every clone who disobeyed was choosing to be more than his programming. Every clone who died to protect someone else, he wasn't following orders. He was choosing the man he wanted to be, even if he never got the chance to figure out who that was. If you think what a person chooses is the truth that matters, subscribe. Hit that like. Share this with someone who thinks blind faith matters more than real resolve. We've got more meditations coming, and none of them go easy. Good soldiers follow orders, but good men choose which orders are worth following. Let's remember together, always.